Okay, so now I'm going to talk about question 4 on the Chapter 7 homework. This is one of the pre-lecture concept questions. Two identical balls are thrown vertically upward. The second ball is thrown with an initial speed that is twice that of the first one. How does the maximum height of the two balls compare? Now you might compare this to question 3, which sounds very similar. In that case, the two objects being thrown or sliding up a ramp, in that case, have different masses, but the same velocity. In this case, it's the same mass, but different velocities. So over here, I've got the two objects. They have the same mass, m, and different velocities. This one's got a velocity of v, that one's got a velocity of 2v. So we know that what both of those balls are going to do is they're going to fly up into the air. They're going to slow down as kinetic energy is converted into potential, and as gravity slows them down, and they're going to stop at some point. So they're going to go to some height. So there's an h1 and an h2, and the question basically is are those two heights different? And the options that are given to us in the question are that the heights are equal. The second one is 8 times higher than the first one. The second one is 2 times that of the first one. The second one is square root of 2 times the first one, or 4 times. So basically, we're going with either they're equal or the second one goes higher. And that makes sense since the second one is going faster, then if anything, it's going to go higher or equal if it's like the other question. So let's figure out how to think about that. So remember that the kinetic energy is going to get turned into potential energy as it rises. And so the question is, how high does it need to rise in order to use up all that kinetic energy? So let's write down how much kinetic energy there is. So for the first one, it's 1/2 mv squared, because you got a mass of m and a velocity of v. For the other one, the Ke is 1/2 m times 4v squared, because that 2 there gets squared and you get a 4. So the second ball has 4 times as much kinetic energy as the first one. And this does sound different than that other question with the thing sliding up the ramp. So to figure out how high they go, we're going to have to make a relationship between the potential energy they're going to get and the kinetic energy they're going to have, that they do have now as they start. So you know that the PE, the potential energy at the top, will equal the kinetic energy at the bottom. So that means for the first ball, you've got mgh1 equals 1/2 mv squared. And for the second ball, you've got mgh2. We're trying to find out whether those h's are equal to each other. Equals 1/2 times m times 4v squared. So it seems likely that the heights are going to be different from each other. So what you need to do to finish this is to solve for h1 and h2 and compare and find out how much bigger the h2 is than h1.